Look at my mother country. Let's see how the Nordics are. Let's see what an individual outside has to say about the Nords out there. Now, I think this photo right here is so true, so based. You got the Giga Chat in Norway with big beards, muscly men, and then you have the Twinks in Sweden. I think this is based, real. I like this video already. WW, I'm already subbed, but if I wasn't subbed, I would do it. Danes, they don't exist. Nobody know where Denmark is.
The entirety of Nordics have given so much to the world, it's actually
The creator of Minecraft, isn't that a Finnish like that's a Finnish game, and that's a Danish guy. Who the fuck is this? What is this? What are you putting this? Who is this guy? Who the fuck is this? Bro, I'm Norwegian. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Who is that?
insane. Sweden has given the world the temperature.
Thank God.
Celsius, a scale that the entire world except the US uses, is named after
That's because US, like, they don't want to use any Swedish products.
the Swedish
enters.
astronomer. Minecraft is Swedish, the seatbelt is Swedish, the zipper is Swedish, PewDiePie is Swedish, and IKEA Volvo Blue.
How many I will be honest though, as much as I love having my shit talk banter with other Scandinavian countries, Sweden have actually made a fuck ton of things.
And the adjustable wrench. But Norway was able to invent something much more unheard of in the
Oh, what is that? Stupid, like, absurd taxes. Like, what are they gonna invent?
world than any of the other Nordic countries did. It's called finding oil.
Oh. That's all we're known for, oil, man. Our oil rigs. Actually, we're really known for our future fucking project with how we've invested money in some bullshit like that. Like the whole economy with oil rigging and all of the Norwegian economy is looked up as like a very spectacular. It's well set up, some bullshit like that. Yeah.
And not being a complete moron.
Now I understand why that guy was there, because Norway is an oil prince. Now I get it. What are the gas prices like in Norway? You know what's the craziest thing about that is that even though this shit is a natural resource in our country, we still pay a fuck ton for that. It's not cheap here. It's not cheap. Nothing is cheap in this country. This whole country is a scam. The video's muted. He got finessed. Yeah, the 50 cent baby. Yeah.
Not in the European Union, but are in the Schengen area. So
really, damn? You want to hear something crazier? We have incredible natural energy. We have so many water lines, so we create so much natural energy. And guess what? Guess what? Our state, our government has decided to do. You know what they did? Instead of having cheap electricity in our country, we are selling that natural electricity to other places in the world, and we're buying electricity from Germany, so it's as expensive as everywhere else. Actually, it's more expensive there than other places. It's just insane.
To enjoy the benefits of the EU without the disadvantages, such as sharing your money around.
Yeah.
Norway is the top 5 richest countries in the world.
We used to be number one.
At least, because some of these countries are debatable.
Yeah. Wait, fake country, 40k population, too small. Luxembourg, tax haven. That is true. A real country. No, this country is not real. It's fake. It's fucking scam.
And literally 80% of their exports are just petroleum. Then they used to be Vikings, then they just stopped giving a fuck when they discovered selling oil to Europeans and became stupid rich. They retained some of their Nordic
This is a thing though, like, I don't know what it is, but like, if you go to the capital city, everybody's like super stressed, so they're super skinny. But if you go other places in Norway, like, bro,
selling oil to Europeans and became stupid rich.
I don't know what their rate is, but like Norwegians, like, generally are all like really fit. Like, we have so many, like, in our culture, we have so many activities, like like mountain climbing, hiking, and like a lot of like outdoor activities and shit like that are super common here. So everybody's fucking bulked up. Is that a woman on the right? That's a woman. Yeah, that's a Viking woman right there. That's a real mother that will protect her child.
Taint some of their Nordic ancestry.
Damn, look at that.
Though, as you can see, with the second biggest export of theirs after oil being fish. I can't speak on Norwegian people. I've only met 2 out of the 5 total Norwegians in the world.
That's the thing. We barely... You know what the worst part about this is that there's a fuck ton of Norwegian outside of Norway, because once they get like turn 20, they just leave the country because they're like, this place costs a lot of money, man. And I can earn more money and pay way less taxes other places. So people just fucking dip out. Like, that's the real part. There's a funny thing that there's a meme here in our country is that once we leave our country, we just randomly see way more Norwegians. Like, we can never escape each other, even though we're so few. If I go to a different country, like I'll go to South Africa and I'll randomly start hearing Norwegian. I'm like, oh my God.
And one of them was an older lady that was touching me and harassing me when I was in Poland. But seeing as she was a Norwegian woman in Poland, it was probably her first time seeing a man with black hair and got a little too excited. And the second was a crypto bro. One thing I really respect about Norway is that they don't use their money like fucking morons like other oil-rich countries do.
Yeah, we put it in an investment for the future and make sure that all of that extra money doesn't help the citizens at all. Like, it doesn't help us shit.
The year is 2045.
Thank God.
Norway lives under Swedish rule.
No, we're gonna buy Sweden. Like, that's what happened. Sweden will be no more. Norway buys Sweden. All of Sweden's technology and things will be Norwegian now, and we are all happy. And then we bomb Denmark.
All Norwegian men are fed hormones, sissified, and dominated. Game over, Norwegian boy. Why do you keep posting this?
By the way, if you don't get it, like, if you're Scandinavian, you get all of my jokes, but like these are like inside jokes between Scandinavia. I'm sorry, like, it's really weird to hear that if you're not Scandinavian, but these are like the jokes you hear 24/7 being said around.
We have a lot of inside humans banter. Learned how to throw rocks, Danes and Swedes have not stopped going to war with each other, trying to kill as many of these savages that are totally different from them.
Hey, at least in the Viking era, Swedes and Danes and Norwegian understood each other, right? Swedes went to Russia, they went east, while Norway and Denmark went south. Like, we understood it, right? We're both Vikings, we're all Vikings, we're gonna vibe, we're chilling. You take the east, we take the south. And we just have our summer sport, because if you didn't know, Vikingism was a summer sport. We went and pillaged, killed, and, you know, people, because, you know, it was fun. It was a summer activity. So that's like the lore of Vikings. And we already knew what the hell we already knew that we shouldn't fuck around with each other because we're kind of equal. I like this video. It's dumb. I don't know. One of them make fish slightly different than the other. Yeah.
This is the funniest shit ever because Denmark and Sweden have been beefing since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
They went to war with each other 44 times.
Yep.
And each time it was a different result. Swedes have that meat on them, though, I can't lie, because for most of these wars, Denmark had an ally such as Norway that helped them in beating these savages who eat fish slightly differently.
This is the thing that Scandinavia has been living like, this is what, like, in most Europe, like, this is a thing for Americans, by the way. You guys, you know, like, a lot of Americans view, like, Europe is Europe, right? Like, you're European, you're the same. Like, Scandinavians, like, if you take a Polish guy, an English guy, and let's say a Swedish guy, they're completely different. But Scandinavia is so separated from Europe in every degree. Like, there's so many ways Scandinavia from history is so incredibly separated. We have dealt with our shit. We have been united. We have been in war. All of our conflicts has been between each other. Like, we have so many cultural things that are in relation to each other. We have so many things that are opposite. Like, we have barely anything that's opposite of each other, but we will find a minuscule thing and make it a war. Like, if you go to Balkan area, they have a war. they've had fuck ton of, there's been crazy shit going on there in the Balkans, right? But like, it's nothing comparable to, it's nothing this in a similar manner as Scandinavia, because Scandinavia had this weird relationship throughout all of history. And I don't think any other country, like a countryside, have had this kind of relationship throughout history ever. Like, I don't think anyone has it. If you think we're allies. No, we're both allies and friends and brothers at the same time. And this has been going on for 2,000 years. Like, that's just a weird thing. So we're now here in the modern technology era where instead of going to war, we're just shit talking each other.
But despite
what are we watching? We're watching a video about the Nordics
being all alone in most of these wars, Sweden still won like half of them. There was even this one time where Sweden got jumped from Russia, Denmark, and Norway.
I want you to pull up.
Thank God.
Please pull up. Watch your back. Nobody's behind me, brother. I thought he ain't know me. Hey, shit. I thought he ain't know me. On blood. I ain't know blood. You not blood.
You should do that again.
You not blood.
And the result was a favorable outcome for Sweden. And I love Swedes. I listen to Swedes. I play games made by Swedes. I sleep with one of them. Yeah, that's right. What do you think me and Leo were doing in Berlin? Huh? You think
this guy's
go
based
to Berlin and don't get freaky? No, sir.
Oh, again, YouTube shut him down, man. I'm glad.
World War I and World War II happened, and it really didn't need to happen if Austrians just chilled the fuck out for a bit. But hey, now I get to see the German foreign ministry ratioing Russia's foreign ministry on Twitter. So I guess that was worth it. Notice how the two countries who do not fuck with the whole war thing, Switzerland and Sweden, are two extremely rich countries in Europe compared to other countries like Russia, where they...
You want to know why these two motherfuckers right here are rich? In World War II, Sweden sold out Norway by opening the borders to the Germans. I don't know if it's World War II or World War I, but I think Switzerland, you know what they did? They stole the riches of France. They stole everybody's gold while everybody was busy. While people were busy with a war, they just fucking stole they just stole money.
Are two extremely...
These two
rich countries in Europe compared to other countries like Russia.
Always be cheating. Never trust your allies.
Where they have infinite resources, but instead of spending that money to improve their citizens' lives, they just use it to go to war with literally every single neighbor they have and more. Even though
I think that's the dumbest thing, by the way. Like, I don't get what they're doing that. Like, true, America, but like the thing is that if you look at America, and I can use America as I don't know about Russia in any sort of way, but they are putting a lot of money in weapons and stuff like that. Instead of like fixing their livelihood of people. But that's their own issue. But like, I know that in America, there's a lot of business when it comes to war. Or whenever it comes to the military, there's a lot of people making a lot of money in America once they go to freaking war. So that's why they kind of want to do it. It's just stupid because, again, tax money goes towards somebody that is making the stuff, you know?
More than a fifth of the country does not have indoor plumbing. You're a doctor, you get up to 800 whole...
USA makes a ton of money selling weapons to other countries. Oh, guess what? Norway and Sweden sells a lot of guns and weapons to other countries as well. Isn't that interesting? Isn't like we are selling the Nobel Peace Prize. We're selling. We're giving the Nobel Peace Prize in Norway, and we sell a lot of weapons. But we never talk about that. Nobody knows that. It's never mentioned. It's always about the fish and the oil. But nobody mentioned how much fucking money we're getting by selling goddamn weapons.
American dollars a month. You want to dig trenches in Kursk?
I never understood why people do war. Because if they have land, they have more money. That's really it.
Why didn't you just say so? Here you go, $4,000. Makes you think. What I mean by exploiting the stupidity of Europeans is that Sweden decided to not take any sides, so they didn't get sanctioned by the Allies or the Axis in either of the world wars. And they were one of the few European countries that both sides could trade with.
Disabled PvP zone.
In World War I, they gave both sides iron and timber, and in the sequel, they gave them iron and timber. At one point, Germany was getting 40% of its iron from Sweden, used to fuel his war. And for this part, I gotta bring in my goat, my homie, my husband. who is half Swedish and has been filling my brain up with Swedish propaganda
Yep.
every time we hang out.
Yep.
Geopol.
Right, so I've been employed
I love this
to
guy.
spread Swedish propaganda,
True.
essentially. You gotta think
Yeah.
Minecraft,
Yeah.
Blade,
Ooh.
ABBA,
Oh my God.
IKEA,
Ooh.
Dynamite. What would the world be without our great nation? Can you imagine life without guns, Minecraft, and Blade?
No.
You can't.
No.
I know you can't. We have the
No,
most
we got- that's
influential
freedom.
nation in the world. Now, you could take it from me. That's whatever. I actually took my friend to Sweden for
Ooh.
like an hour.
Big
right?
mistake.
And I was thinking it might be a bit biased if you hear it from me. So let's hear what he has to say. Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Whoa.
What's up, everybody? Now, I've been to Sweden for an hour, and I thought it
I
was
like his hat. Is he like, what is this? Is he Turkish? Like, what is going on?
beautiful. Beautiful. Very airport-like.
Yeah, culture house. Yeah, this is the culture house. Wow.
I thought my first visit. But on my second visit, I did manage to get a beer. That was very nice. Leo didn't get one because he's under 21.
Wait, he should be able to get one once he's 18.
I recommend Sweden. Very nice country.
Also, I like to make fun of Denmark for genociding 17 million minks because of COVID. Yo, if you're watching this, do not be a mink in Denmark during COVID. You will not have fun. But also, they are still objectively one of the best countries in the world, just like the entirety of the Nordics are. It's always Denmark or Finland who gets ranked the happiest country in the world with amazing...
Yeah, but Finland is happy because they have an alcohol problem. Like they're only happy because they're drinking.
social systems and safety. And what I really respect Denmark for is mainly three things. One, their cycling infrastructure in Copenhagen is absolutely amazing.
It's really nice to cycle in Copenhagen. It's very nice.
I always fuck with cycling heavy, so they get many points on the board for this. Two, they made Lego. So they literally contributed so
Legoland
much
is
to
fun. I
most
like
children's
Legoland.
childhoods that probably no other toy ever has. And three, their undying support for Ukraine. Bro, they literally emptied their entire stock of artillery to send it to Ukraine for usage. This is extremely based, and me and my Polish friends both agreed that Europe should be ruled by the Nordics because they clearly know how to make good decisions. Instead of Germany.
Whatever your opinion about Ukraine and Russia, it ain't what's going on. I don't give a shit. But anyway, it's like, this is fucking funny, man. Like, I think that he is so right. I think even though Norway is not even part of European Union because we got too much money, I think that like they should just follow the steps of, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I think Sweden and Denmark, like I think Sweden is the one that people should follow the steps of because they're at least focusing on their people. Guess what Sweden did this year, man? They reduced the amount of taxes people have to do. Guess what I have to do every fucking year? I gotta pay more taxes. Every third month, actually, I gotta pay more taxes this year. Like, it's nuts.
Decided that relying half of their country on Russian gas was a good idea. So what I'm suggesting is a personal union with Denmark because they have no mountains. Denmark is the second flattest country in Europe after the Netherlands, and we have the tallest mountains in Europe. See where I'm getting at? Gattsu! Don't go into a personal...
But doesn't Norway have more mountains? Like, maybe you have the tallest mountain, but Norway is like filled with mountains everywhere. Like, it's crazy how many mountains we have.
union with Denmark. Finland is by far the most different place in the Nordics. Finland was a part of Sweden, and then they went to war, and Finland became a part of the Russian Empire.
I love this song.
And then started their massive alcohol problem. You see, in the Nordics, it is very cold, isolated, and rural. Even today, none of those things have changed.
Rest in peace, King. Rest in peace. You'll be missed.
You know what has changed?
It's a
Rules
Norwegian
and
guy.
taxes on alcohol. Danes, Swedes,
Yeah,
Norwegians,
Avatar
and Finns
07,
were
man.
all alcoholics,
Happy
and
guy,
the entirety
happy guy.
of Nordics was just drinking spirits. But after imposing heavy taxes on alcohol, in Sweden, battling their alcohol problem since 15 years.
You want to hear something? I'm shit talking my own country as much, and they deserve it. Fuck you. But like, this is the, you know, like Norway. You want to hear something funny? They increased the taxes on everything that contains sugar by a fuck ton. So you know what every Norwegian did? They went to Sweden to buy like a bunch of like candies and shit like that instead of buying any candy or soda in our own country. So they all went to Sweden to bulk buy sugar. So the sale for any item was dropped, but people got fatter because then they bought more. They bought more sweets. So you know what they did? They backpedal even harder. So now soda is super cheap here.
91,
But
they
nobody
eventually
drinks it.
stopped and now drink one of the lowest amounts in Europe. Finns could never though. They have the highest tax on alcohol in the European Union and still the undisputed, undefeated champion of
They are
drinking
happy,
in the
man.
Nordics is Finland.
They're
and that
just
is
happy.
never changing. I've met a couple of Finns.
Addy, you are shit talking about your country a lot though. It was so peaceful and nice there. It is peaceful and nice there. But you need to understand, if you love your country, you shit talk your country. You will criticize your country. This is a thing, like, I don't know, maybe this is a Scandinavian thing. I don't know how you guys are doing it other places in Europe, Asia, and America. Like, I don't know how people are acting like that. I think at least in the US, United States, patriotism is like frowned upon in a way, which is weird for me because here in Scandinavia, patriotism is like extremely, it's like core to us. Like, if any Norwegian does anything, everybody's celebrating. It doesn't matter who the fuck they are, they're just happy. Like, and everybody here is happy about it. So it's always like a weird thing whenever I'm looking at it, how people view patriotism in America, like compared to here or in any other countries, because like whenever they frown upon, I'm like, what? Isn't it good to love your country? Because I love my country, but I'll criticize them whenever they're doing something stupid, and I'll shit talk Sweden and Denmark because they're homies.
In my life, and the way Finns drink is just admirable. It's a work of art. The thing is, Finns have been discriminated a lot by the other Nordic countries and called stereotypes like rednecks and alcoholics.
That's the human thing. No countries without issues. US isn't all. It's all made out of to be either. Yeah, it's right. Like that. The US is meant to be like completely different from every other country, right? Like the land of the free. Everything like that. But like in the end of the day, ego. Capitalism and just generally like businesses is all wholesale. The greed is always going to inflict itself upon a country, and there will be issues. There will always be issues. Like everybody, not every country is for the people. You know what I mean? And I just, it's good that the people criticize I think that's the thing about like when it comes to like elections and anything like that. And you should be free to decide like whatever your opinion is. If you like that candidate, if you like that view, if you like this and that, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as long as it's not like degrading somebody or something like that. If it's about like just better for the people or something different as a rule, like I think you should have that opinion. You know what I mean? That's my view. Like I saw some celebrities like being really mad about how like in America, like being really mad for voting for Donald Trump, like for example, or being mad for voting for Kamala. Like whenever I've heard also like friend groups and like neighbors having war because they have opposite like party votes, because they did one votes this one and the one vote that one, and they just completely break it out. And I find like not allowing people just have that, like just the idea that somebody else has a different view to me, to be unhinged. Like I think it's wild. You know what I mean? Like I've seen people, I've heard stories of people breaking up, neighbors going to war and constantly stop not being friends and being just rude to each other, people discouraging other people for voting and shit. Like I think that's just weird. Like in my view, when it comes to like deciding where you personally view your right or the way you want to go. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. I'm yapping too much. Let's go back to the video.
And all I'm gonna say is, yeah, they do come from Asia and drink a lot of alcohol. But for the redneck thing, it's disputable, okay? Let me see you not drink a lot and do wild shit.
Yeah.
When you live in the middle of nowhere and literally only have...
That's the peace, man. You get fucking drunk and then you just go in then you go in a mountain filled with snow and just go on a forest walk. Like, this is beautiful. It's great. You're just like free. This is freedom. Like, you want to know what freedom is? This nature, winter, just enjoying the way you want to live, man.
25 hours of sunshine.
Nice.
In the entirety of January. Let me see.
Oh God, is it that bad up there? Fuck.
You tough that out. My city gets as much sunlight as like Spain, and I still see motherfuckers tweaking on alcohol in bars. Here's a picture of allegedly me with allegedly a vodka bottle in front of a police car in
Damn.
Tbilisi. Finland has also given the world a lot of things like the internet browser, saunas, Molotovs, Nokia, Linux,
Molotovs?
Alan Wake 2, Angry Birds, the heart rate monitor, and the list goes on. I think the European Union and the Schengen area is very good because it has united Europe and prevented so many wars, including in the Nordics. But even if the European Union never existed, the Nordics would be united under one thing: snooze, or zins in
Oh
the
god.
US. You see, in the
Fucking
Nordics, there is
snooze.
this one snooze called Siberia -80, which has 32 milligrams of nicotine in each pouch. In the US, they only have 3 to 6 milligrams zins, which makes the Siberia -80.
Yeah, I don't know how this is like tobacco, by the way, like that you put under your lips. Like this is incredible. What is this? This is tobacco. So you know how people smoke cigarettes, right? Here we have a second one that is called Snooze, and it's sold all over Scandinavia. And it's basically tobacco wrapped up in like some kind of like thing that lets it like, I don't know, it's like has a little bit of opening thingy. I don't like, it's a shit you put in under your lip and it gives you nicotine shot. Like it gives you nicotine. So people use that all out. They put it under their lip and just have it there for like an hour or something like that and just keep sucking on it. But yeah, it gives you nicotine. So there's a different type of people whenever they get into like smoking cigarettes. They just smoke cigarettes, or they use snooze, or they do both. I never liked cigarettes. I thought it was like, I smelled it. I was like, fuck, this smells like shit. And also it costs a lot of money. I don't want to waste my money on this. I could rather go buy a burger or buy a video game. Fuck that. I'm not spending $10 on this. And also I could never do this because my mom was a dentist, and this shit melts your gum. If you use a lot of it, between your lips, on the upper lips, you have like a little bit of a meeting that holding your like from the lip to your like gum. There's like a little like meeting there that is holding it tight. If you use snooze, that thing goes away. It melts. Yeah, it literally melts away.
5 to 10 times stronger than the ones in the US. So I got my own snooze in
Nice.
Georgia, which were 30 milligrams per pouch, and I'm gonna try it.
All right, what's up? So
Is
I got
this
these.
allegedly him?
It is 30 milligrams per pouch. So fuck it.
He's as happy as anyone using snooze. Like you just put it under your lip like that.
Not too bad. I mean, it's not too bad right now, but they usually get worse, you know? It's not too bad.
Why is this
think
guy
I need
using
something
snooze?
to-
Because he's trying to be Scandinavian, Tulio. He wants to get that nicotine fucking shot, you know? By the way, like these high level of snooze are very common in parties. So here's the thing you get in Scandinavian part. I guess Norwegian part. I don't fucking know about Sweden and Denmark. So here's the thing. If you go to a party, you drink alcohol, right? You have Vorspiel and Nachspiel, which basically is German. It's before party and after party. So in the before party, people get fucking drunk. They get wasted before they get to the party. Once you get to the party, you will have like high level of snooze to get nicotine shock. Which inflictedly, I don't know how it feels because I've never done it, but like, I don't know, like they feel energetic or something. Or you have cocaine. So you do either one of them during the party, and then after party, you just drink more.
With it.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, fuck. Perkele. Well, actually, it does have a...
Most snooze brands are Swedish, Eddie. I don't fucking know. We have a lot of Norwegian snooze brands here. I don't know what you guys have in Sweden. But like, I know that the fucking snooze brands that are sold here are Norwegian. There's probably... Do you know, like the thing is that when you go to the grocery store and you look at snooze, they have like 50 different brands. I've never bought snooze. I don't know which one. I don't know. I don't buy that. I haven't looked at snooze. I'll be honest with you. I've not looked at a cigarette pack or a snooze pack in like probably 5 years or something. I don't look at it. I never think about it. Because also, you know, another thing they've done here, they've covered it. Like they've hid it. You can't see cigarettes or snooze anymore when you go to the grocery store. They're behind the cashier and they're covered. Like it's blocked. You can't see it. And when they open the door, you can't see it because it's angled in a way. As a consumer, you're not allowed to see it. So I don't even know how it looks.
Have hit. It does hit. So yeah, I honestly think if you take this instead of like just normal snooze, like you have like willingly, You know,
You
like
just take 2.
you have options in the store, and you buy this, you're cooked. Like you're
cooked?
genuinely you're some sort of a masochist,
Yeah.
honestly. But it is a fun party trick if you want to make like your friends puke. Or if you just don't fuck with someone at the party and want to like embarrass them, just give it to like, bro, this is weak, bro. This is like 5 milligrams. Give him, so he will just like double snooze it.
I don't know, man.
Right? And then he'll just get cooked. Like he'll either pass out or puke. Oh fuck. Ah, shit. Okay. Fuck. Ah shit. Okay.
Julia, have you snoozed before?
It does.
Hi, Rattles, how you doing?
Feels like someone is stabbing you, you know? Like, I can still feel like the side of my mouth where I put it.
Because it melts your gum.
Then it's just like burning up. Snooze were invented
You don't
in
have to
Sweden
delete
and
that, it's
spread
fine.
to
Thank you
the
guys,
other
though.
Nordic
Don't worry about it.
countries
Don't worry
and then
about
the
it.
world. And now around 1.1 million out of Sweden's 10.5 million people use snooze yearly. Åland is an autonomous region within Finland where the daily life is based on my summer car. I even have a magnet of it up on my fridge. And because Åland is a bunch of little...
Why would people use it? Because it melts their gum? Because it's a faster way to get nicotine. Instead of sucking on that cigarette pill, you just put that snooze in and you get a fuck ton of nicotine real quick. So it's like a really easy, faster way. Doesn't smell like dog shit. It's a smokeless nicotine product. Yeah, exactly.
Islands, the population is spread all across these islands, and only 30,000 people live in Åland, and absolutely nothing goes on in Åland. And because people are spread all over these islands, they use ferries to get across. Oh, and
Viking
fun fact,
line.
they all speak Swedish. But
Nice.
if they're a part of Finland, why do they speak Swedish and refuse to speak Finnish?
Well, the problem is that I don't know about, like, I think there's like 3 different types of people in Finland. Like, I think you have this Sami, and then you have Swedish, and then you have something else.
Take just 30 seconds to explain this.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
According to the 2 islanders I've spoken to out of their population of 3, they tell me that Åland is not a part of Sweden because, quote unquote, Swedes are pussies.
Yeah,
and
true.
according to my Swedish friend, we occupied Finland.
We occupied Finland for 700 years. They can have these little islands, bruh. Yeah.
For 700 years, they can have these little islands, bruh. And I'm not
This
even
video
gonna
is
discuss
based.
who's right. Feel free to start a race riot in the comments. I encourage it, actually. Go start.
You know what? Every time you make a video like this, listen, you put Scandinavia, like, or you say Finland is a part of Scandinavia, you will have a bunch of war regardless. It doesn't even matter. You don't even have to even say anything negative about, like, Scandinavian countries. If you just compare Norway, Denmark, or Sweden together, you will have a bunch of Scandinavian be like talking shit about each other. And then they turn into their own language. It's just how it is.
Start a race war.
There's race war. That's
But usually with countries having territorial
Country war,
disputes,
I don't know.
I say just give it to the UK. Åland, UK. Israel, Palestine, give it back to the UK.
Yeah.
Now no one's happy. Lap is a slur
true.
for the Sami people.
Give
the
it
Sami
back.
are people that have...
Wouldn't that be crazy if they just gave Israel back to the UK? Like, what the fuck would happen? Like, that would be nuts. Because, like, this was owned by UK. And then they gave it... Oh, my
Now
God.
no one's happy. Lap is a slur for the Sami people. The Sami are people that have inhabited the
And these are the... I love the Sami, and I feel so bad for them because Norwegians just took over the country from them. Like, they took over the Nords of them.
Lapland region for thousands
We'll
of
take
years
Jordan,
and
too.
before the Finns got there. They
I
speak
love-
their own language and have been discriminated by
Wait, the Swedish government tried to wipe them off the face of the earth in 1960. Norwegians too. I'm embarrassed over how badly we treated them. Yeah, same. I'm too. Like, this guy has a Norwegian flag, so I think he's Norwegian. My opinion, the worst part of Norwegian history is how we treated the Samis. Like, extremely brutal, extremely sad, extremely tragic. Like, they don't deserve it. It was like such a... It's like, you know how the English treated what do they call it again? The indigenous people in America. It's basically like that. It's basically like that.
these countries, but then the Nordics stopped treating them like second-class citizens after like a billion years and started recognizing their language and existence. There are around 100,000 Samis in total, and they were called primitive and uncivilized. And in the 1920s and 30s, Norway's and Sweden's top
Bro, I love this video. Oh god, why did I hold off watching it for so long? Hey, that's me. Yeah, there you are. You
Base scientists got together. They got some measurements and determined that one, Finns are not white, clearly,
fucking
and
Giga
two,
Chat
the
in
Sami
Norway,
are
man.
even less white, and to not mix with them. These people wanted to ban snow bunnies!
Yeah.
Hell nah, Norway. This is where I draw the line. So since the Nordics got their stuff together now, it would also be nice if the region where the Sami live wasn't called a slur for them with land next to it. Just call it Sapmi or Samiland instead of Lapland. And if Finland changes their region's name to Samiland, they will officially be the most based country in the Nordics because they have the coolest sounding language and the best vodka and arguably the best video games. Remedy Entertainment is very good,
I
but
need to play
Sweden
this
has
game.
Minecraft, so it's also kinda unfair. Now, how the Nordics treat prisoners is an extremely controversial take which literally no other place on the earth shares.
Is
You
he
see,
high? He's Polish. I don't know, man. I feel like his opinion about vodka should be like a little bit respected, you know? Like I mean, like I feel like if you're Polish, you should respect kind of a little bit his opinion about vodka, no?
Norway, a mass shooting happened by a neo-Nazi where
This motherfucker.
77 people lost their lives. Now, if that happened in Georgia, they would put that guy under the prison with 7 ditties.
You know what they should have? Yeah, they should have done that. 7 ditties. That's what he deserved. Or actually, you know what the people really wanted to do? Put him down on the streets. Like, if you want to see Norwegian brutal, when this guy got like whenever they found him, like whenever they like arrested him, Norwegian wanted to put him on the streets. Like the people want to put him on the streets. Because you know what the fuck they would do on the streets? They'd beat the shit out of him and hang him on the spot. Like that's unironically how this happened. Because you had a bunch of 30 to 50-year-old parents completely devastated. Like if you don't know about this guy basically bombed like a political building, and then he took a boat to a private island where he had multiple guns, a fuck ton ammunition, and this island was this political. It had a political event for children. This was just a fun little activity field. We're talking about Norwegian politics and stuff, and he went around and he shot every child, everyone that he could find. I hate this guy because a lot of my friends got shot.
His cell, 1 for each day, and this motherfucker got a better prison
What?
than
Yeah. I'm involved in this situation. I'm not really. You know what's the weirdest part about it? I was actually planning to go. I was planning to go, and I am so lucky I didn't go. I'm so lucky, but bro. Man, going to the hospital and seeing my friends shot in the leg, shot in the shoulders, and explaining the story. Bro, that scared the fuck out of me. I felt so bad for them. Like my whole, like a lot of people in my class went there.
Rich friends had. I was like 10 years old when that shooting happened. I was looking at this in my commie block and I was like, what the fuck? Finland and Sweden do the same thing. However, this method clearly seems to work.
But only 20% of inmates re-offend after 2 years. In the US, it's 60%.
Their whole ideology is instead of punishing the prisoners for the crimes they did, they try to rehabilitate and help them and integrate them back into society.
Watch the Rotten Mango case in it. This is a case that is involving me. It makes me uncomfortable. I've had a lot of people ask me about that. I don't want to watch that at all. Like it makes me feel bad. Like generally.
They also forbid the use of torture or any other cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment as punishment. Before this, they had a system that every other country has of just punishing the prisoners for the sake of punishing them, and their reconviction rate was 60 to 70% in the 80s. And it dropped this drastically after they started treating prisoners as humans. The people that work in those prisons are called officers rather than guards, and they must complete a 2-year program in correctional studies to work as a prison officer, rather than grabbing some buff policeman and putting him as a guard there. And the training includes written exams in Norwegian and English, physical fitness tests, law, ethics, criminology, English, reintegration, and social work. There's a place called Orland Prison in Norway, and this place is balling. Each prisoner has a private bathroom, a TV, and a window that looks over leafy scenery. And the prison itself has a fitness center, library, chapel, family visiting center, and a fucking recording studio.
I don't know if this is a good way to do it or not. I think that if somebody takes someone's life, it's not a good way. If somebody did like a felony, like a charge that is bad, like I think this treating them like a human for a bit, for a long while and not a short while is the right way. Like I think it's the right way, but I think that if somebody took a life, they don't deserve this, because there's some people are taking a life and sentenced for 21 years in that kind of thing. I think that's wrong. I don't think that's right. I don't think that once you start being inhumane, I don't think you deserve human practices, in my opinion. But maybe I'm harsh, but that's how I view it.
And Varg needs to make his music somehow.
It's a good way if you do something illegal, but it's not hurting anyone. Like, it's not like killing anyone or damaging somebody for the rest of their life. Like, once you have not, if you're not taking an inhumane approach, but it's like whatever, greed or bullshit like that, or you stole something or something happened, you know, like tax, I don't fucking know. Like, it's good to have this way to get back to society and having a slow start, like having it slow start, but you should be there for a while. So it feels like also punishment, but also slowly takes you back to the like civilization. It's a good way, but if you've been inhumane, you deserve inhumane practices. That's how I view it. And I know I may be too harsh, and people will be like, no. I view it like that. I personally view it like that. I think that once you've taken that step, you've taken that step with your own intuition.
Definitely a lot other countries can learn from the Nordics regarding their prison population, but also Norway spends 3 times as much as the US does on rehabilitating its prisoners. And a lot of countries don't have enough money to put TVs in prison cells.
Damn.
But treating people nicely is free. And I think there is definitely a cheaper way of implementing the Nordic model, because giving prisoners a library and treating them nicely isn't that groundbreaking. By the way,
I think that's not wrong either. I think that you should educate if you have prisoners, why not educate them? I don't know why, but like I get it because of money. That's the hard part about like being humane to prisoners. I don't think you should be inhumane to prisoners. I think you should allow them at least to read books and educate themselves and do whatever.
Hey guys, I would really like to recommend you Away Days. It's an independent documentary series made by Jake Hanrahan, the founder of the amazing Popular Front, and I would really recommend going to their channel and checking out their trailer to see what it's about.
The law.
Because
well, I didn't mean like you getting like it on paper. I mean like, why not give them books, you know, like something to read, you know? Like, I don't know, like I don't know what the hell I've never looked into prisons, so I don't know what they do. What I do there, but I just think that giving them the opportunity to like go through a library is a good idea, like if they want to do it. I don't know.
It is a very, very cool, and I cannot wait until season 1 drops.
They should be treated humanly though, yeah.
Because Jake does actually make amazing documentaries. You can just see on Popular Front. And just so you guys know, I'm not getting paid to say this. I actually enjoy Jake's documentaries. I'm doing this for the love of the game. So I really recommend you guys go and check out Away Days and subscribe to their channel. All independent, 4K, always cool things on the screen. What more could you want? Check their trailer out and subscribe. You wouldn't think this, but Eastern Europeans and Nordics have a lot in common. Mainly the intense hatred of the Russian Federation. That is of course because of the Winter War, where this guy killed 500 Soviets on his own, and this guy, who got ambushed by the Soviets and in a fit of running away, accidentally took a dose large enough for 30 men of super Nazi meth, all on his own. Afterwards, he started tweaking, started seeing things and got delusional. He was stranded, tweaking, no food, and no one along with him. He got lost. Then he skied 400 kilometers or 250 miles, exploded on a landmine until being found 2 weeks later, alive. They took him to a hospital where they found that his weight had reduced to only 43 kilograms or 94 pounds,
So this is the magic way to get skinny. You go into the forest when it's snowing, and you take some incredible meth. You take some insane meth and you ski for 2 weeks. Amazing. What the fuck?
And his heart rate was around 200 beats per
Holy!
minute. For example, this is a song in 200 beats per minute.
Oh my
this was
God.
His heart. He died in 1989 at the age of 71. Huge thank you for
What?
watching this video. Like and subscribe, and goodbye.
Bro, he looks like the eyes, man. It's kind of giving off the vibe that he did take meth. I will be real though. I think the problem here is that you were seeing Nordics and not Scandinavia, because like I don't think Scandinavians have that much in common with Finland. Like in many ways, I don't think so. Like I think that at some part they do, like there's some kind of relation between some half of Finland with Sweden. But like in many ways, like Scandinavia, like their view are not the same as Finland in sort of way. There's a reason Russia hasn't invaded Finland again. I mean, why the fuck would you? I'm hopefully not. Like I think that's why. I think that's why also like Sweden is worried about that, because Russia is tweaking right now. I don't know what the fuck they're up to. You know, like you never know what the hell they will do about Finland and Sweden because they're right next to each other. But yeah. Finland spent most of their history part of Sweden. Yeah, they did. And like the thing is that there's been a lot of like occupation between Sweden and Norway and Sami and stuff like Norway kind of really didn't touch that much Finland. I guess a little bit because of the Samis, but not that much. Like it's mostly Sweden through history has been doing a lot. But yeah, this was a fucking W video, and I want to just link it in chat as well if you want to give it a like. Bro, this shit was actually so funny. I thought this was so funny. I should have watched it a long time ago. Holy shit, I love this channel. It's just so good. It's so good. They will mostly likely never go to Finland or Sweden now due to the NATO. Yeah, because Sweden joined NATO. I don't know, like Sweden joined NATO, and because of that, I don't think they will do anything more anymore. Like, but still, isn't Poland a part of NATO or something? Like a nation, like isn't Poland sanctioned by NATO or some bullshit? And I think Poland like was really worried about the Ukraine war, because they thought that if Ukraine get taken, they're gonna go for Poland. Like that's it. Poland is the NATO. Yeah, exactly. I remember that. I remember that convo. A lot of Polish friends of mine was extremely worried about that. Extremely worried about that. If Ukraine get taken by Russia, and Poland is next. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know too much about it. I'll be real with you, politics. I don't pay attention too much about it. I hear a little bit of peaks. Squeak. I hear a squeak there. I hear a squeak there. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. All right. No, Poland isn't the next fair. It's Moldova. I heard, at least from my Polish friends, a lot of them were worried about Poland. But yeah, it could be Moldova as well. That makes sense. It does make sense. But regardless, tell me down below. Hopefully there's no Scandinavian war in my comments. My god, if you like this video, click the like button, sub to the channel if you want to watch more. And when you with me live, you're free to come by my Twitch channel on twitch.tv/Adley. Link in the description. I'll see you guys around. Take care and have a good one. Peace.